So let's have a look at the ladder situation as it stands. Frankston on top, doing very well there with their 5 wins, and they haven't dropped one yet. Now down to 5th there with Port Melbourne just clinging into the final 5 situation with 3 wins and 3 losses. And Werribee with a negative record at the moment. Of their 5 games, they've won just the 2. Goal kickers so far, Shane Smith still out in front for Springvale. Paul Eccles has been a terrific player so far for the Preston Knights, and Edwards, who was pretty good last week against Williamstown, has kicked 14, and Port also have Sexton back in the side this week, which is good news for the Borough. With me as ever is Phil Cleary. Good afternoon, Phil.
Yes, Rob, great to be here. We had a fantastic game last week. It was a special one, Port Melbourne and Willie. Port came home well, a bit stiff, but out here today, it should be a beauty. The ground is a picture. Wyndham Council have done a fantastic job. And, yeah, Port, you would think the money would be on Port. They looked all right at times last week. They've got some good tools. Whether Werribee will have the pace and the strike power to really match Port remains to be seen. And Rob, as we go into the rooms, and don't they look a picture? They're great colours. I'm always one to talk about the colours. Yep. And that big animal's head, which I presume is a tiger, Rob. Well, you're a bit better on animals than I am.
Well, I don't know about that, but it's either that or a very big cat. But Werribee, of course, when we saw them last, Phil, looked a bit slow at times, so a bit sensitive down here when you say that. But
well, they don't have a zone, and McDonald was a bit upset about a couple of comments I made about their lack of pace, but that's life, isn't it? Whether Jason Love will be up to it at full forward, Jason's been a great player. Joskin is his centre-half forward. He's been playing at full forward mainly. Pulai against Hope in the ruck, Rob, that is important. And Atkins could line up on Cloesy, who is a dazzler in the middle. Eames at half-back, a tremendous player. Some good players there. Yes. Are they going to be good enough against this mob, the Borough boys?
Very disappointing for them that Sadly won't play for the rest of the year, so that's dreadful news for Werribee.
Very important player.
Now, this is sort of the old two-step modern version, Phil?
Yes, this is all about getting those hamstrings warmed up, Rob. And a lot of talk about injuries these days. The preparation is very important, soft tissue stuff. The big burr across the chest, that's an innovation this year.
And you love it, don't you?
Oh, I certainly do. I like those innovations, Rob. Ballantyne, one of the best kicker-outers going around. He is very, very good and kicking out important these days, we know, with Buckley from Collingwood. Hollow, they got the tools. Edwards, didn't we like him? 3 goals last week, looked all right at full forward. Hope lowered his colours in the end of Patterson. Some good players in amongst there. McGee playing in the forward pocket. I think that's a good move too. Cameron at half-back is good. Yes, I put my money on Port Melbourne, and I think this will be a very interesting game. There's no love lost between the two sides, the dispute over zones and the like. Donald McDonald revved up, wanting to show me that his side can really play. So a lot to look forward to today, viewers. You got treated to a great game last week. And our man about town, Ross Booth, has got someone special, and it better be good, Ross, because we're coming to you quickly.
Yeah, Phil, it's good. Man who loves the cameras, injured forward Matt Kershaw. Bad luck not to be out there, Matt.
Yeah, a bit disappointing. Good day for it. Good day to be in front of the cameras, I suppose.
And Danny Sexton's back. Yeah, will be all right?
Yeah, Danny Sexton will be right for the day. He's sitting in his pocket and take control of the game, hopefully.
And Jack Love in the opposition.
Yeah, there should be a few fireworks today anyway, so be interesting to see.
Breeze is dropped for the moment, Phil, but it's favouring the left of screen generally.
Thanks very much, Ross. Who do you think will win?
I think Port will win.
Okay, I'll make it unanimous for Port. Mason, Mann and Beard, the 3 umpires here this afternoon. And while Matty Kershaw loves the TV games, he took 2 Best of Field awards last year. Chris Hollow of Port has a sort of a blind about the television matches, reckons when we turn up, he doesn't play well. So let's hope that for Chris's sake, that doesn't happen today. As Werribee going to attack first through Murphy. Beautiful kick, and look at this. They will have a shot at goal through Jason Love, the ex-Port player, within about 12 seconds.
Well, I talked about a rhinoceros last week heading towards the ball. One of the players, and Jack Love, the big number 1, doing what he loves best, having a shot at goal, Rob.
He'll kick from 40 metres. It won't make the distance. He should have done a little better there, just with the 1 or 2 steps in, and then it didn't have the carry, unfortunately. So Jason Love, tough customer. And this is John Ballantyne, backs himself and then thumps it about a good 60 metres. Pulai up in the ruck contest. It's been sharked here for Port Melbourne by Shanahan. Kicks in towards the centre of the ground. That's a good mark being taken here by Doherty. Conditions absolutely perfect for footy here this afternoon. Little wind and the ground in gorgeous nick. Butterworth, chance, took a while to get rid of it. Intercepted there by Dyer of Werribee. Shanahan again. Dyer intercepts. The usual suspects involved in that passage. Kick round the corner has been marked by Chris Hollow. In short, he finds Sharp of the Borough. They started beautifully last week, Port, but just couldn't kick straight. Poor kick. And it's been locked in at centre half back. That should have been marked by Eames, but wasn't. Port into attack. No score yet. We've gone almost 2 minutes. And Ross, you're looking forward to this?
Yes, I saw Werribee last week against Frankston, competitive for a half. Eames was in great form. But I favour Port at home. Howard Cameron. Up towards McGee. Spilled off his chest. And Port inside 50. Yes, Phil, if Port were to get... They've got some good players off the ground. Injured Hoffman, Mark Cheel, Lee Piccioni, Matt Kershaw.
Yeah, Kershaw, who you interviewed, Ross, he is number one. He's a tremendous talent, I think, at full forward.
Werribee into attack. Good spoil by Hollow. Kick forward by Hope, looking for Edwards with Fitzpatrick, both players with a lot of AFL experience. Dyer is 3, good player from Geelong. And cleared by Fitzpatrick. From, well, yes, I think originally the Geelong Falcons, Jeremy Dyer, and the reserves a very one-sided match. And perhaps, Phil, that reflects their lack of a zone, lack of good junior players. A 100-point win there to the Borough in the reserves.
Makes it hard, Roscoe.
Might talk about that a bit later on in the afternoon, whether anything's been done about that situation. Well, we've got a quick chance now. Is there any moves afoot to give Werribee, the only side of the competition that hasn't got a zone, so they can develop a more club culture?
Well, it's just that the VFL's gone with a set number of sides, and one side you would think would have to drop out, one of the metropolitan sides, next year when Werribee comes in, so remains to be seen.
That's the interesting thing, isn't it, that Werribee without a zone and the Geelong Falcons are zoned to Port.
Well, there's some anomalies there, and let's hope they're rectified soon. Meanwhile, the game goes on. And Camilleri for the Tigers up towards the wing area. Bailey, very clever. Kostuka does well. To centre half forwards, an open forward line. Put under the pump a bit here, but they'll work it out okay eventually. Whelan from Ballantyne. Whelan's kick is good. Well, Cameron took that a little too easily. He still has time, though, to gather possession, get himself clear, and then kick it out of bounds. And on the fall, won't be happy with the end result there.
It's a typical sort of opening between two sides that are a bit edgy, trying to get the ascendancy. No one just quite getting on top. Ball whizzing backwards and forwards.
Rowan Murphy to James Pulai. Phil, the ground, I didn't mention, is fantastic. The city of Werribee spent some money on this ground. It's magnificent compared with what we saw last year. Over the back, Love.
Yes.
And Werribee have the first goal. And it's Shaw.
Yes, Mark Shaw there.
Through after 5 minutes.
Well, I tell you what, Jason Love there, very, very unselfish was he. Got the ball over the back. He could have turned, and maybe in the old days he'd have taken a couple of quick steps. Pulai there putting the ball over the top. You'll see Love come into the picture. Missed there, of course, by Ballantyne. And Love gives it to Shaw, and there's the first goal. They've been threatening Werribee.
Sure love, Phil.
On we go. De Blas edge in towards the forward line. Sexton, it's a terrific effort in defence. And Camilleri went up a fraction early and judged it to a nicety. So a big long kick up towards the wing. It's a big ground here. Jack Aziz with the new hairstyle. This is Howard Cameron. Oh, he's gone for all money. Certainly a pro opportunity there, as did Churchill.
I think the umpire would claim that Cameron actually handballed the ball as he was tackled and therefore disposed of it, but you at home be the judge. Well, had that ball hit the other hand, you would have called it a handball, but it probably was not a handball, Roscoe.
Chance for Port Melbourne. Snap in towards goal from Setchell. Missed to the right. That's their first score.
Yes, opportunity there. Very important when you're under the pump, as they are, Port, to get that goal. Last week they started poorly in terms of kicking goals. Plenty of opportunities.
Teams have been in great touch. Gives it to Murphy. Spears a kick into Sproul. Good player is Sproul. Goes long. Is he looking for Love? Body strength by Love. A bit of a push, and against Jason Love. I saw him fill in a game here for Port Melbourne, kick 9 goals from a forward pocket. A couple of years ago, he just blitzed them. And Jack in a new position, centre half forward today.
Got the beard, Joskin, too.
Yeah, grew it in a week. Out to Sharp. In front of Sproul.
And it's not because of Ramadan.
Clowassy. Port going up towards the 50-metre line. Over the top came Sexton. That mightn't be good for his ankle. Picked up by Taylor. Or Dyer interfered with by Butterworth, and will take the free kick.
So the Tigers have kicked the only goal so far in this match, courtesy of Mark Shaw. And this is Jeremy Dyer. Big kick to centre half forward. Wheeling in good position to thump it away. Hope, good kick up towards Billy McGee. And Port should appreciate the vast expanses of this ground. It's a big ground to play footy on. Open at times. Christo. Atkins. Don't have to be too pleased about that, Simon Atkins.
He's got a big job on Clowassy, who played very well last week for the Borough.
And Simon Atkins said that he's not turning 29 at the end of the year. He's only 28, so he's a young 28. Perhaps we had a go at him a couple of weeks ago against Preston. Matthew Sproul.
28.
Good mark to Love in front of Tinsley. Held the body up well.
Beautiful.
Just kept Tinsley out, Phil.
Great delivery from Sproul, though, Roscoe. Put it out in front of him. He's a great user of the body, Jason Love, and led well, playing with a degree of efficiency today. One of our favourites, 30 years of age. Didn't kick well in the first opportunity.
Not quite getting the distance. Loose ball. Montgomery, was it? Chance. Coming other way was Setchell. Off the ground. Boot by Aziz. Just got the tap on it.
Yes.
Well, I don't know whether it was Shaw or Aziz, Phil, who got the foot to that ball. Shaw got the first touch. Maybe Aziz didn't touch it.
No, I think that the kick actually carried through. From where I was looking at it, Peter, that Jack didn't actually get the foot on it, or if he did, it was over the line. And that was Shaw putting through his second goal. Am I correct on that? I was just a long way here. Shaw here on the end, bad handball, lost. Everything happening. And there it is. Yes, that's a goal for Shaw. Then a live wire.
Well, he's kicked their 2 goals, and Werribee have started very well here. And Chris Hollow, against the tide, forced to kick it. Only travelled 10 or so metres. Pure lie involved there. Reid, out wide for Port Melbourne. Saunders having problems with his footing. Offloads, finds Shannon going backwards. He might get it back, does. Oh, poor hand pass here towards Dye. Gets a favourable bounce, though, the Geelong boy. Heads out towards the half-forward line, and it's all Werribee at the moment as Churchill takes the ball. Heads in towards half-forward. He'll be looking for Love, who's been dangerous early. Jason, you won't get the free kick on that occasion. Blomley, hand passes it towards Butterworth. Then Blomley gets it back, goes for a bit of a trot, and kicks to half-forward. Not much on offer for them here. De Blasi forced to punch it away, and they lose it. Werribee in towards the centre of the ground, and the kick here has found Rowan Murphy. Good passage, this. Rowan Murphy now decides to go long. Can anyone take a mark for them? Love. You've got to beat 2 of them. All Port Melbourne back here. Very close to being deliberate. Bailey snaps it. Good hand pass. Kick in towards goals. Very, very good.
Pastuka.
Pastuka, yes.
Kick from young Jason Pastuka.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but he seems to have lined up at centre half forward for Stuka on on hollow, and they're playing the tall Jack back at the square and Jason Love alongside him. So they're using him, I think, as a running player from out at half forward. And this is a pearler. Justin Bailey swings it out when you think it's going out of bounds, and he swings it on the left boot for Stuka, and that is a classic, Rob. They are on fire, the Tigers.
Lead by 18 points, as you see the score there. Vaughan a high tackle. Another kick Werribee's way to Bailey. Another ex-Burrow. Along with Jason Love. Good kick too. To Taylor. Now, very slight breeze behind him. His defender, he goes to the pass. And it's a poor one. He was looking for Stuka. Didn't deliver it very well.
You know, that's an interesting move with Stuka out there, Roscoe. You know, running hollow about. Playing a mobile side of forward line and trying to go long to those key targets in Love, and hopefully Aziz playing back. Jack plays better, closer to the goals.
Well, Blomley started on the bench, so they've quickly made a change. Tinsley, I don't know where he's gone. He started on Love. Off the ground for Stuka. Into the pocket.
Well, Tinsley seemed all right to play on Love. I'd have kept him there for a while. I've had a look at it, but...
Blomley's not strong, is he? Not physically strong like Jason Love. Similar height. Named in the best last week, started on the bench. Got lots of depth here at Port. Now Werribee trying to manufacture something. Rowan Murphy's number 2 there in the middle of the pack. And there's Jack Aziz.
Having said that, though, Love looking a little dangerous early, but gee, you know, I mean, a couple of kicks, you really switch the bloke over, doesn't do his confidence much good. If Love was really blistering, sure, but you've got to give a bloke a sense of confidence, unless he is being annihilated.
Ballantyne defending grimly. It's kept in. Aziz, banana kick. Oh, miraculous goal. It's the Tigers' 4th, and that man doesn't need much of a sniff, does he, to be dangerous?
Well, I have a suspicion that Donald McDonald might have been saying, remember what Ross Booth said about you out at Preston. Now, in fact, he probably said, remember what Phil Cleary said. You looked a bit slow and a bit tired, a bit old. I mean, they are only an average age of 23.4, roundabout. And Jack Aziz there has put it a boomerang and a beauty. Everything happening.
Doing that 100 hours of research in your 1,000th game, Phil.
No, always know it like the back of your hand, Roscoe.
That's right, up to the 50-metre line. Werribee a blistering start with 4. The hand pass over the top by Luke Shannon. And Sproul sees it over.
Port Melbourne average age 22.8 according to my calculator.
How many times have they been inside 50 so far this year, Phil?
I haven't been able to tell you that because where I'm located, it's a little bit tricky. I need another set of eyes. But more than Port Melbourne, we can say that much, Rob.
And Aziz covering plenty of territory and going over the line.
Ooh. You threw it away then, Jack. Got to be careful. Should just drop it.
Yes, that's right. Looks almost ambassadorial, Jack, with that beard.
Ambassadorial. We'll get a definition of
Australia.
The ambassadorial look very soon. Cheel offloads. It's kicked back towards Billy McGee, but intercepting and taking a really good mark for Werribee is Nathan Saunders. The Bees on fire. They've kicked the only 4 goals at this game so far. Port under the pump a bit as Saunders heads to centre half forward. Direct long kick. Hope the defensive fist. This is where Port Melbourne are getting beaten so far, out of the centre. Cheel offloads to Cameron. Kick will go out of bounds and Saunders will bring it back in. Good crowd in here.
Yes.
Werribee and the locals are seeing their side lead by 24 points.
Sproul the target.
Free kick, push. Good work there by umpire Wesman.
Werribee started poorly last week. They've made up for it. And Port were blistering last week. They've turned around too. Mental application so important. Fitzpatrick's run from defence. Feeds it out to Taylor. Couldn't get his hand to it. In goes Reid and Edwards overrunning the ball out by Taylor. Eames lurking. He couldn't get the loose ball. Troy Reid paddles it hollow. Just used physical strength to break the tackle. Centre wing. Back there is Dyer.
Good use of the body, Dyer there. Positioning his opponents.
Jeremy Dyer in towards centre half forward, knocked away by Cheel, who receives now after the hand pass from Jess. And a chance now for Stuart Edwards, the big forward, the ex-Richmond player. Kick, centering kick to Sexton. There's 3 Werribee defenders there, though. quickly kicked towards half forward, and it's only gone as far as Jared Jess. Too far out to score. Cameron's all on his own in the goal score. If he can get it to him, won't get that far. Sexton, the big leap. No one's roving. Doherty, snap at goal. Knocked here by Shannon. They've lost it. Quick kick in towards goal came from the Port Melbourne player in Shanahan, and it missed again to the right. But Port really haven't gone forward that often, have they? That's only their second shot at goal.
Yep. That would have been a handy one there for Shanahan. He had a chance. Smart player might have snuck that one through.
Fitzpatrick goes for the long one. Kulai tried to knock it on. Back to Sproul.
That's poor by Port Melbourne. The punch coming back into the zone. They should have been there for that.
Murphy gets a high one after he disposed of the ball. Downfield to Bailey. After Saunders and he were exchanging hand passes. Good lead from Love. Got away from Blomley.
The ball's not spinning well off the boot. He hasn't got the power in the legs, I suspect. You see by the way he's holding that ball. Now, whether he'll give it a bit more elevation, we'll see.
Certain goal.
Hasn't kicked one yet. Pushed it to the left. And
well, he certainly got more elevation, but not good enough. And there's a fine set of pearly whites there. That's where they used to breed them in Port Melbourne, Rob.
Just working on the theory that if a commentator wraps someone up, he was going to miss, and the opposite applies. But meanwhile, play's going on, and this is Doherty, who had his problems kicking a goal last week, but he does well there to find Cameron. Not much margin for error, but a great smother close to the boundary line from young Michael Christou.
I just remembering when I remember going down to Port Melbourne, Roscoe, in the 70s playing there, and when you went out of the back or the forward line, on the back line, there wasn't a player with teeth in, just like Jack Love today. How times have changed.
The dentistry skills have improved down the Burraway. That's the inference as it's kicked in towards the centre of the ground.
No, it was scary is what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, here's Sexton all on his own. He can go on if he wants to.
And he does.
Keep going. Oh, he's made a mess of it. Camilleri should mop up here from the Fitzpatrick fist, and the Tigers can clear. Golden opportunity missed.
Bad signs there for Port Melbourne. No smalls at the bases of the pack in their forward line.
good smother by Reid on Saunders' kick. Camilleri hit him up. Dyer. Stepping over him was Reid. Shanahan. And Reid over. But Phil, Port just don't seem to have the bite that they had last week in the game, do they?
No. Well, look, Sexton doesn't look perfect, does he? He's not going at it with confidence, and when he does, Roscoe, there's no one at the base of the pack. The smalls are not getting there. They're really not working out. They're all over the place, 6 and 7s, and they're under the pump.
Yeah, I think there's a slight doubt about Sexton's fitness with an ankle. Hollow. Thrown off the ball. Atkins. Whelan. Those two lookalikes, aren't they? Except for the hair's a bit different these days. Purely with a kick.
Perhaps Port missing their inspirational captain, Adam James, who's unavailable today because he's gone to a wedding. And it's not his own.
I thought people stopped getting married these days, but anyway.
It's a reflection of modern society that A, people do get married in football season, and B, a footballer's going to one. Never mind, that's another issue. Cameron offloads to Sharp. Sharp to half forward, and McGee couldn't take the mark. Good fist by that Werribee player there in Saunders. Meanwhile, it's been picked up here by Setchell of Port. They need something soon. Doherty couldn't take the mark, and it's all this Tigers defence, which has been very good so far. They haven't allowed a goal yet, and Taylor picks out Murphy, and this looks promising for Werribee as Murphy, with so much time, bombs away to half forward. Love the target. Pace required here. Love will get there first. Perhaps a bit of footy smart too. Love on the left boot, bends it back, and he bent it too much. But he is proving dangerous up there, and if he can start finding range, he'll kick a million.
Yeah.
He's already had 4 shots and missed every one.
I tell you what, you know, he has kicked those before, Roscoe, too. He can, you know, I've seen him kick some absolute blinders, and that went close on the left boot.
Valentine to Blomley. Now, Whelan took that casually. Should have run onto it.
Thought he was going to a wedding.
Sharp.
Not his own.
Whelan paddles it forward to Hope. Back to Blomley. Up to half forward. Sexton flies. Hands on it. Didn't go with his usual the confidence, I didn't think.
In
Christo.
trouble. Sexton.
Is he? Limping, yes, he's limping away from the ball. Off screen, Clowassy. Meantime, Port at half back, making a meal of it. Hollow.
Been good.
Oh, Sexton limping badly. You can see him in the back of screen, knocked forward by McGee. And Edwards caught behind, and good clearing play by Werribee. Into the middle to Atkins.
Oh, look at this. It's so easy for Werribee at the moment. There's Sexton with his problems, and they've got the problems at the other end of the field too. Because Werribee have the footy almost. Saunders, or rather Churchill, and he's going to get a free kick. The only difference between Phil and mine theory on the wedding controversy is that I'm joking and Phil's not.
Well, Cheel there was very ordinary in the way he bumped.
Look at that limp.
Yeah, Churchill. Yes, not good. And the only way really Sexton can play is if he's way back in the square. Maybe he'll improve.
So it's Churchill. Big long kick this. Sproul, oh, he went underneath it and had to concede behind in the end, Port Melbourne. What injury is Sexton carrying again?
Ankle. Yeah, someone alluded to me before the match that he might, perhaps he shouldn't have been playing.
Could you give us the scientific version? I've been listening to a lot of soft tissue talk this morning on L3LO.
Over Setchell's head. Howard Cameron. Clowassy. Now, leaping is Doherty. Good contest. Kept the ball in front. Back onto the right. Maybe that wasn't so good. Could have given it to Clowassy. Spears towards Sexton. He'll probably mark this. No, he doesn't. Loose for McGee. No one to kick to. He'll have to have a shot.
Oh.
Not bad. Pulling it across the face. And underneath the ball is Jeremy Dyer.
Really struggling with the vast expanses here at Werribee at the moment, Port Melbourne. And Fitzpatrick towards Atkins. Now Watkin next. And the champion Footscray player, who's only 28 apparently. He kicks it up towards the half-forward line, looking for Shaw, who's looking for the footy and can't find it. And it's gone over the line and out of bounds. A couple of mean heads there for Stuka and Shaw.
Bit of thinking to do for the Borough, and they're really not on their game. Well, it's not so much that they're not on their game, they're just not getting a look in. Werribee are closing them down on their forward line, looking dangerous on their own forward line. That's the Werribee forward line.
They lead by 4 goals. Here's Murphy. Should get out of this tackle, does, but then gives it up. Whelan with his problems. Short little hand pass. And then they've eventually got it to Cameron. Good kick under pressure then from Cameron. Stuka. And de Blasi. And it's gone over the line and out of bounds again. So we're over 23 minutes of the first quarter. Werribee by 4 goals.
Springvale's first win was against Port, and they kicked 8 goals to 0 in that first quarter a couple of weeks ago. That might be a problem for Port. Shaw. It's kick 2. Up to Love again. 2 men there. One Blomley, one Ballantyne. Running onto it, Eames. Still Eames.
Wade.
Out to Sproul. Cheel. Got the hands on it. The smother was good, and Cameron sees it over. 24 minutes. 27-2.
Just got no midfield today, the Borough, have they, Roscoe? And that is really hurting them. They can't deliver the ball with any certainty. Their forward line, and their forward line is a problem with lack of marking going there at the present time.
Well, they need a morale-boosting score just before quarter time, but the ball's at the other end of the ground, and
Sexton at least seems to be over that limp.
well, they've stuck him in the goal square at the other end of the ground as Eames barks out the instructions in between wing and half forward, where the footy is, and if you've got the footy, you're in control of the game. Chance for Bailey, offloads to Eames, should score their 5th. They'll let off for Port.
Gee, for a player who's as neat kicking the football as Anthony Eames, a former Liston Trophy winner, played at Brunswick, of course, before they went out of existence, and that was a sitter for Anthony Eames. And wouldn't that have hurt Rob if he'd sunk that one? Would have been 5 goals. Donald McDonald would love to see that one go through. When you're a coach, you get on top, you really want to squeeze every bit out that you can.
Now, Hope might be a target. Yes, but it's pushed a bit wide for him. Clowassy has to fly. Saunders, Nathan. Good arms by Atkins to get out of trouble. Love the target. Atkins again followed up well. Out towards Churchill. De Blasi trying to kick it off the ground. We should have a bounce.
You see there too, Roscoe, Ballantyne kicking out. It's a great kick, but these days, modern footy, it's so important to get the kick out, to actually get possession, and most clubs are able to do that. But Port not getting enough of it.
Jackers here's kicked a terrific goal earlier. Offloads to Sproul. High kick. Jason Love. Is he going to get a free kick or is he giving one away? He's given it away, and Blomley, his direct opponent, has received it. Transfers play. Oh, this spells a bit of danger for Port Melbourne. Shaw's kicked a couple of goals, 51, picks it up, goes backwards with the hand pass. Looks for Montgomery, taken away from him by Christo. Big pack of players developed, and the Werribee forwards have kept it in, so Port just can't get it out of this area. Simon Atkins looking a little fitter than when we last saw them.
Well, he struggled. There's no two ways about that against Preston. He just didn't get in amongst it. But today, yes, better.
Fastuca over the shoulder, chasing Bailey against his former club. Nice bounce. Can he kick that fifth? Oh, he hurried it.
Oh, that would have hurt too. And Ross, your pronunciations are beautiful. And of course, you remind us that the man in the kiosk has given you the good oil on how to pronounce the names of the players. Yes. We thank the man in the Werribee kiosk.
Yes, he's related.
Linguist.
Now, I've got to thank the Werribee kiosk because...
pie was good.
Well, yes, that's one reason, and I've got a bit of time now. I'm glad that ball went out of bounds because I've gone to collect some goodies from the kiosk, Phil, and in doing so have left the change in the kiosk. It wouldn't have happened in many department stores, but the lady has called me back after I've gone about 50 metres, and I got my $5 back. It's one of those sort of heart-wrenching stories, isn't it, really?
Well, it's your big safe football, isn't it? Community football, safe football. It's a place to go, even when you're demonstrating about a local dump. You come to the football to get your message across.
That's not Werribee. That's a toxic dump.
Toxic dump, indeed. There's Donald McDonald.
And a new siren, Phil. New siren. So we don't
like a shark attack,
4:48 from Geelong.
Well, exactly. We'll clarify that. There's a bit of industrial action here at the local residents complaining about a decision to relocate a toxic dump within the vicinity, so that's why they're here. Not that this ground is a toxic dump, far from it. But at quarter time, Werribee 4-4-28 leads Port Melbourne, very bare 2 behinds.